Coach. A big win. Really
Sure
back
they
and forth
all
game. Just kind of summarize this game real quick.
You know, I was telling, I'm first of all proud of the staff and the players getting the win. Wins are hard to come by, conference wins. Homecoming wins are to be valued. So I'm very pleased with that. All right. Now, enough of the guys that have played with us for the past several years that have been able to put a conference ring on their finger, they know that's not good football. Some of the things that we did today. But like I was telling them, maybe there's just enough DNA left in them from those, you know, the way the game's supposed to be played, that they found a way. And there is something to be said of knowing how to win, of having confidence and finding a way to win. I've been on the other side of that, you know, and had those leads, and you know, you hadn't tasted it enough, so you don't know, you know, how to push it through. And it's hard, and it's kind of the chicken and egg theory, which comes first. But anyway, proud of the guys to find a way. Give them credit. They played our tails off. You know, they took the lead, and and then we had to go down and make a play there on the high ball that Chop jumped up there and got. So, like I said, we did plenty of things. How many penalties did we have? It's not on here. 11 penalties for one. You know, it's not good football. That's how why you're behind in that game.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the reasons you're behind in that game. And then you give up 320 yards passing. You know, the only reason we were still in the game was that we did a pretty good job on third down, 3 of 9. Okay. To battle back. So, but anyway, I'll fix all this. Try to fix it tomorrow and Monday. But appreciate the kids for sticking together and finding a way.
You talk about that winning DNA.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a ton of players that played a lot of meaningful reps for you that's back from last year. But Toby Camp's a kid that we've talked about for a while, a man. Blocked 2 kicks last week, and really when they were trying to make that push late, he got a deflection there. He got a tackle for loss. Those are winning plays that set up that block kick that really sealed the win.
No, you're right. You know, that tackle for loss there, right, even though they got about 7 yards on the next play, right, probably changed the play that they were going to have to call because Toby got the tackle for loss. And I don't know who blocked the kick. I wouldn't be surprised if he was a part of it. Okay, but here's the thing you know about Toby. He's going to empty the tank. Whatever's left in there, he will empty it for his teammates. And like I said, I don't know if he played good or if he played bad. Okay, I'll be surprised if he didn't play good. But like I said, he's a joy to coach, and I appreciate him.
Coach, I want to ask about Bauer coming in off the injury on that next drive and trusting his teammates to throw 2 balls up and have them go make a play.
Well, yeah, I can't remember. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he threw one up to, Hyatt's about 6'5" or so. Okay, that was a good play by Jason. Throw it up and let him go up and get that. And Hyatt has some skills. Okay, he probably doesn't jump great, but his arms are long and stuff. And so 50-50 balls with him are probably 75-25. Okay, so smart play by Jace. When it worked like that. And then the last one, we were trying to kind of freeze it and catch them off guard. And then, when they look to the sideline, right, and then snap it, right, and they were playing cover 2. So the safety did a good job getting over the top. So, but I do give Jace credit. He kind of held it long enough to where, okay, I'm gonna throw it up and see if my guy can come down with it. If we don't, and they come down with it, right, it's my fault. But he made a good throw. Chop made a good play. So good for him.
Now I want to get your thought process. When your team got the short field at the 18-yard line off of the kickoff recovery, what's kind of your thought process there and how you saw it?
You scored, so that's one thing. You took a 17-7 lead. But yeah, anytime you get a short field, you need to get touchdowns off of it. The percentages of the game tell you, okay, you get a short field, you need to score touchdowns. Doesn't always happen. But no, great play by our kickoff team. Mistake by them, and we got the turnover. Got 3 points out of it. But I'd like to I forget the sequence of the plays right there, what happened. But every week, right, you're looking at it, and they did a nice job of changing some things up with their play calls on defense. They've been blitzing a lot more man coverage today. They kind of stayed back a little bit, a lot more zone pressures, and made us kind of earn everything in the pass game.
How important is it to have John Gentry closer to 100% coming to?
You know what? John's a competitor. He's a competitor. We're trying to help him be as efficient as we can with his steps and with his eye discipline. And he's taking the coaching. And he's a competitor and he wants the ball. But no, it helped us today. I appreciate it. He made some big runs for us. 15 carries for 104, along with 26. We're at times, we're not a very explosive team. We've had to grind it out and get 104 yards. I appreciate it. And him and Tommy kind of combined, and he was 6.9 yards a rush. Tommy was 5.1 yards a rush. So that's big.
Coach, all wins or special rivalry wins mean something, but homecoming, I know it's important to win.
No, it does. It's our first time to play Western Illinois here, and we played them a couple of years
As
ago.
a conference opponent.
Yeah, but as a conference opponent. So, of course, Lennon and Kendall did a great job getting a lot of recruits here. So it was a great day with that. So that part of the stands were full, and it's a good energy and vibe for our players, and they deserve that. And then the different sororities and fraternities. I don't know who all was here, but that was a good crowd. I appreciate that. I think that was bigger than the last time we're here. I was pleased with that crowd. So thank you, everybody was here. The former players that are back. I saw Tevin Ship downstairs, and man, missed that guy and what he meant to this program and stuff. But like I said, he probably left a little bit of that DNA for those guys that they probably put a little bit under their tongue when they went out there, and maybe that's what made that field goal get blocked.
Last question, Gardner-Webb next week and then that bye week. How important is it for these guys to fight through this next 7 days to get to that break?
Yeah, it's just it's a long trip. I mean, it's a haul. Chris has got a lot of work to do this week to get us there. They're a good team. I've seen them on tape. I'm not exactly sure if they won today or all that, but they're physical and saw them against Georgia Tech, give them a lot, especially in the first half. So what I've seen so far, all the OVC teams were very similar. And who makes the most mistakes, who gets the most penalties, unforced errors, everything gets tight. So anyway, we're 2-1 in the league right now. We're gonna have a good week of practice and go play.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, bud.